Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Learn by Practical. Today we are going to implement services and interceptor in our project. We will first cover services and then interceptor. Let us move to our Visual Studio Code. Here you can see a sample project with Bootstrap installed. If I go to my package.json file, here you can see Bootstrap 5.3.3 is installed. Let us create a first service file and see its content. We will use Angular CLI command to generate a service. So our command is ng g for generate, s for service, and your service name. My service name will be products. We have created our first service, products. Let us also create a component to compare component and services. Let us open a product service.ts file. This is the content of a service file. So what is services? Services is a simple classes like any other TypeScript class, but has a different decorator, that is @injectable. Here you can see @injectable. This signifies this as it is a service class. If I open my product component.ts over here, you can see it has a decorator @component, which signifies this is a component. But both are classes in TypeScript. This @injectable decorator tells Angular that the class is a service and can be injected into components that need that service, and that process is known as dependency injection. So why do we need services? Basically, the primary reason to have a services is to call a backend API. It serves many other purposes such as code reusability, separation of concerns, and data sharing. One of the use case of service file is to consume our APIs. Before using our APIs, let us create a environments. In a project, you can't find any environments. Let us first create a environments. In order to create a environments, we type ng g environments. We use this command to generate our environments. This will create our environments folder in our app directory, and it will create two files, environment.ts and environment development.ts. So let us first run this project. Here you can see this is the default project I have served using ngserve-o. That means open. We are going to use dummyjson.com/products as an API. This API returns a list of products. We will try to implement this API and try to display all the products in a component. This is not a sponsored video of dummyjson.com. I was just googling, I found this API and I thought that it is good to implement this. Let's move back to our Visual Studio Code and add the base URL in our environment variables. If I open environment development.ts, here you can see JSON object. I will add base URL over here, key value pair, and paste this URL over here. Similarly, I will copy this and paste in my environment.ts file also. And I will save all. Now let us move to our app component.html file and remove all this boilerplate code. Here you can see I have removed all the boilerplate codes from our app component.html. Let us try to display a product component.ts using lazy loading. If I go to my app.ts file, I have added the lazy loading routes. If my path is blank, it will directly load products component. Let's save this and check in our browser. You can see here products work. Let us now create a function in product service that calls the products API. Now let us move to our product service.ts. We will create a function that's called all the products. Get all products. So these products will return an observable which will be imported for RxJS, and right now we don't know what are the different types of field this API returns, so I've used any. Here I've created my function. Right now it's giving an error because we need to return an observable. So here we'll try to call a backend API. Before calling a backend API, we need to import a HTTP client. In order to use HTTP client, we will create private underscore HTTP colon HTTP client. And one more thing I need to import is my environments. Let's use this retur return this underscore HTTP dot get method. You can see this is get all product. This is a get method. So this is a get method, and I will try to call my environment, and it will have products. Let us consume this API in a products component.ts file. If I go inside my products component.ts, I will be creating a constructor. So inside my constructor, I will be using a product service. So private products service colon product services. Here you can see a product service got imported over here. Now if I use my lifecycle hook ng on it, you need not to worry about this lifecycle hook. We will cover lifecycle hooks completely different video. We will see how can we consume this product service. So I will use this dot product services dot get all products. We need to subscribe to get a data, and we will get our data inside res. We will hold the data in a variable res and try to console log it and see what it is returning. Let's save this all, and our project is built successfully. Let's see in our browser. So you can't see anything over here. If I open my inspect, you will see I'm getting an error, HTTP client. We need to fix this error. In order to fix this error, we need to go to a appconfig.ts file, where I can see my appconfig.ts file. So here you can see this is appconfig.ts file. If I open this, you need to add provider HTTP client in order to use HTTP client in your Angular 17 project. There's slight difference between how we were using HTTP client in our Angular 16 project when the project was created as a module, but things have changed when it is implemented using standalone component. We need to quickly import this. I will go to my quick fix and import it from Angular comment.html. Now if I run this, I hope our error will be gone. Now you can see our error is gone, and you can see product works over here, but we are getting an error. Let's see what error I'm getting. I'm getting 404 not found. Let's see why. If I go to my API documentation, this is https dummy/products, and mine one is like I'm having double slash. So I need to remove this slash over here. Here you can see I have a slash, and if I go to my environment development.ts file also, I have a slash. So the URL becomes / products, something like this, / PRODUCTS products. Either I can remove the slash from here, or I can remove the slash from a service file. I will be removing from this service file. Now if I save all and try to see in a browser, you can see I'm getting 200 now, and I'm getting some responses. If I go to my console, you can see a list of products in a console. Let us try to quickly display this product in a HTML. So if I go to my products component.html, I will paste my HTML which I've already copied from bootstrap.com. You can find this HTML in Bootstrap. Now if I run this and try to check in the browser, you can see I have a cart component loaded over here. Let's add some p tag at the top. So I will enter this and I will add a p tag product list, and I will make this bold, something strong tag. Let us try to display our details inside this component. So if I go to my product component.ts, let us create a variable product list. It will be of any type and will be an array. I am using any, but you should strongly typecast this variable. Now inside my place of log.res, I will try to this.product list is equal to res of products, res of products. So I have assigned all the data that are coming from my backend API into a variable product list. Now let us look through this variable and try to display in a products component.html. If I go inside my products component.html, let's loop through this item. We will use star ng for and let's product of products. This ng for attribute is used for looping through a product. Right now we are getting a warning. Ng for a directive was used in this template, but neither ng for directive nor the common module was imported. Here you can see it is telling like we need to import common modules in a component. Let's copy this and go inside products component and try to add common modules and quickly import it. Now if you go to your products component, here you can see I have a typo. I will remove this. Let product of product list. What is the name of the variable? It is product lists. So let's save and try to see in our browser what it is displaying. Here you can see it is displaying several cards. Let us align this quickly. In order to align this, we will wrap this inside a row. Div dot row, and I will cut this div and paste it over here and quickly format my document and try to save it. Here you can see I have quickly aligned my cards. Let's try to display some data that are coming from the backend inside our card. So let us first display our images, thumbnail image which we are receiving from the backend API. Let's see in which variable I am getting that data. I have a thumbnail key. Inside thumbnail, I will be getting a thumbnail image of this product. Inside Visual Studio Code, I will using dot thumbnail. This syntax is known as interpolation. So quickly let us display all the details over here. I have updated my HTML, and let us see in a browser. If I save all and let's wait till the build is ready, and if I go to my browser, you can see I'm getting all the products over here. So this way you can implement your service in a Angular 17 project. I would like to show you another way of injecting services in your component. Let us move to a component.ts file. So inside my product component.ts file, I am using this. So I will comment this. I can also use I can use inject underscore product service is equal to inject. I will quickly import inject from Angular code. This and this is equivalent. So if I try to run this, our output will be same. If I go to my browser, you can see there is no difference in our output. You can use any of the two syntaxes provided by the Angular. So our first topic is completed. What is services? Now let us move to our second point. How can we implement interceptor in a project? So let us try to create a interceptor. In order to create an interceptor, we use ng generate interceptor intercep interceptor interceptor name error. So enter, it will create a interceptor. Let's check where did it create an interceptor. Here you can see it has created a interceptor. Let us open this error interceptor.ts. So in our error interceptor, we will pipe this and use an RxJS operator known as catch error. This catch error will catch all our errors. This catch error method accepts the callback function. So I will provide a callback function over here, and this will have my error, and we will throw this error. Before that, we can have our own condition to check if we are getting any error message or not. So if I check the error status, error.status, you can check multiple status. I am checking only for 404. I will try to console.log invalid URL. So this is our error interceptor. We need to add this error interceptor in a appconfig.ts file. So inside my appconfig.ts file, here you can see we have added this provided HTTP client in order to use HTTP client in a service. So inside this, we will use with interceptor. So you need to import with interceptor from angular comment.http. This will basically accept an array, and I will provide my error interceptor. I need to quickly import error interceptor. Since this is array, you can have many interceptor over here. You can add token interceptor, you can add loader interceptor. So what is interceptor? Interceptor is something that sits between your request and response. Using interceptor, you can manipulate your request to the server. Now if I save all and try to run a project, so our data is getting populated over here, and inside my console it is blank. Let's try to provide a wrong URL. Since we are checking for 404 not found, we can achieve that by providing wrong URL parameter. If I go to my product services.ts, if I use something like I have SSS. Now if I save and try to see in our browser, you can see I'm getting 404, which means not found, page not found, and in my console I'm getting invalid URL. Let us bring this to a working state. Here you can see now I'm getting all the products. That's all for our today's video. If you think this helped you, please like, share and subscribe, and do provide a comment what are the things I need to improve.